He goes by many names. Today we use science to prove his existence. I've put together a team of experts. Kyle Condis, Bigfoot expert. Shelby Harrison, Bigfoot lead researcher. And I'm ClayHarrison, podcaster and Bigfoot research assistant. Every week we will bring you the latest scientific findings. When Bigfoot is caught, we will let you know. In the meantime, we will be watching Bigfoot movies and testing theories of pop culture's idea of Bigfoot. Welcome to Squatchin.
Hey now,
What's up?
Did you get where that theme music came from?
There's an old 1970s like TV documentary that did on Bigfoot, Yeti, and also the Loch Ness Monster. And
They covered everything because they were always going in search of.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to Squatchin. I'm ClayHarrison. I am a Bigfoot research assistant and podcaster. And let me introduce my wife, Shelby. What is your Bigfoot background?
I'm the lead researcher. I excel at research. And I excel at Bigfoot research.
And Kylepedia, your Bigfoot background.
I'm the Bigfoot expert. Been an expert since my 45 years of life. Right out of the womb, I was tracing that Bigfoot creature out into the wilderness of the upper California into Canada wilderness.
I was in the library in elementary school reading every book about Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster, you know?
Yeah, that was me too. Like that's where I got started on cryptids. Was I read every cryptid book that my library had, and it was maybe 12 books, and that was it. And I would reread them, and I was obsessed with Bigfoot.
For me, it was straight up Bigfoot, and then the Loch Ness Monster. As I got older, I started kind of getting more knowledge into the other cryptids out there.
Yeah, I love hearing urban legends from people about their local cryptids, that stuff you can't find online, but like from a real person who's telling you about what they saw or what someone they knew saw.
Well, my love for it is like not realizing how so when you're growing up, you read about Bigfoot or the Yeti. It's Himalayas, a few other places in the world, or it's upper Northwest, California, Canada. But you don't realize every state has their own sightings of Bigfoot. I mean, hell, Texas has the Texas Bigfoot.
Yeah, and it's like different parts of Texas too.
Yeah, and hell, there have been sightings up around the Denton area.
Oh wow!
No, I don't know if those are true, but Denton and also Parker County up at like towards Sherman.
I bet you the Bigfoot in Denton has the best weed.
Hell yeah!
It's all true, Kyle. It's all true.
So for our pilot episode, we wanted to kind of just jump into a little bit of Bigfoot and track down like what we, as Bigfoot researchers, talk about, the news that we get and where we get it from, and the media that we consume with Bigfoot in it. Now we're going to review a Bigfoot movie today. What do you guys expect in a Bigfoot movie?
It's okay. So I guess the standard. I guess you can't really say Harry and the Hendersons was the standard, but then you had Bigfoot films back from the 50s. I mean, there was one with I can't remember the name. I think it was just called The Abominable Snowman. It had Forrest Tucker from F Troop in there.
Oh wow!
And that was like I think from the 1950s, and then you had stuff from the 70s. But of course, I think my first real big of who Bigfoot was Harry and the Hendersons.
Mainstream. Yeah, just the first mainstream Bigfoot.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you get to the fact everybody always tries to tell you like these creatures, they want to be like they're only dangerous if you're invading their area. They feel like they're in danger. Usually they're probably more friendly. But then half the movies you see out there, they're horror films. So like Bigfoot's made into like some kind of ravenous monster that's going to kill everybody and eat them.
See, this is where I differ because like I didn't get right into Bigfoot with movies, but I got the Boggy Creek, Creek movie series, because it was shot like a documentary. So it was like, is this real? Is it, and it was all about the legend of Boggy Creek. And I was like, this was cool. Cause I was like, where are the books? I read everything on this. Cause
did you ever see the Legend of Boggy Creek 2?
Is that the one with Dana Plato?
I don't know if she was in it. I didn't really keep on the cast. I just remember they went from the documentary style to actually having a monster film where the creatures actually had people in the actual suits where like, there's a parent and a child, and the child gets kidnapped, and the parent goes after looking for the child.
Yeah, that's from 1972. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's let's see here. Who stars in that?
I mean, I know Dana Plato. I mean, if you watch Different Strokes, but
yeah, I think she's in Return to Boggy Creek, which is in 77.
Okay.
because there's a couple of different. There's the Legend of Boggy Creek that's in 72, the Return to Boggy Creek in 77, but then there's also Boggy Creek 2 and The Legend Continues, which is in 85.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the stars of these. Most of these are free on Tubi, Pluto, Roku, all the free stations out there. But Return to Boggy Creek.
Cable where you can watch them all on Sci-Fi.
Return to Boggy Creek is the one that has Dana Plato in it. It's Dana Plato and Dawn Wells from Gilligan's Island. Marianne.
Okay, Mary. Okay. I don't know all the actors' names.
It wasn't Mrs. Hal or Ginger.
I know Alan Hale. I know was it Bob Denver, and I know Jim Backus. Outside that, I didn't know any of the other actors' names.
Well, let me stop into some Bigfoot news and share my screen so that we can take a look at where we get our news. Where do we get our Bigfoot news? And there are two main websites: the North American Wood Ape Conservatory.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been updating as much lately. I mean, we've got Mike May's new book out, but this is a post from June. Not a lot of sightings on the site. That's where I would definitely go to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Association or organization, because they actually will put reported sightings and dates and locations in here if you want to look up details on Bigfoot sightings around the world. I think this is mainly America that they post from.
Well, there used to be a Texas Bigfoot Society page, but I think that one's been down for a little bit.
Yeah, this one at least stays current with postings of sightings and has probably the best information of both sites. But I will say that this one also had a podcast. The North American Wood Ape Conservatory had a podcast for a while that kind of dropped off. So I know you were talking, Kyle, about a podcast that you were listening to.
Yeah, it's called the Bigfoot Collection. Oh, hold on. What I got to look it up here. So it's 3 different actors. Hold on. I think it's BCC. It's why is this thing? My phone being weird. Hold on.
Because we've had nothing but technical difficulties all morning.
Hold on. Bigfoot Collectors Club.
Okay.
This one is more of like so they start off kind of start with Bigfoot. They bring in like actors and celebrities and other supernatural people and kind of go the gambit, like not just Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, aliens, supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
And it's by 3 actors. One guy who is an actor from Expedition Bigfoot. Another actor who has actually been on a whole bunch of stuff, True Blood, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And another guy who's like he's a director, but he's also a musician, and he does the music and does the producing for their show. So it's humorous just to kind of hear that. Like one of the first episodes I listened to was recent, and they went to go look. Actually, did an expedition out to like camping to see if they could do the wood knocks and stay out and do the calls and everything. And unfortunately, they had a great time. They were going to play when they came back from talking about, they had recorded the trip up there. We got to the cabin. Then they were going to come back and see if we were going to play the audio. And unfortunately, when they got back to California, the guy had parked his car in his driveway, left everything in the car, and he got on tape, but somebody broke into the car and stole everything out of his car.
Oh, man.
So all they have is the audio that they recorded, I think, off what the audio records. They don't have like the video or anything that they did all that. So it was just like, damn it.
Jeez. Like, what do you guys think as far as footage wise? We, like I have this background on of the infamous Bigfoot footage from the late 60s that
the Patterson film
that has supposedly, I mean, I've heard that probably my favorite rumor is that John Landis is the guy in the suit mimicking Bigfoot. That he was actually a part of that crew that made that film and he was involved with it. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard of it. I don't know if I believe it. And for me, it just comes back to the same damn thing. It was like, is the moonwalk fake and all that kind of stuff. So,
Shelby, what is your best piece of Bigfoot evidence that makes you want to believe Bigfoot is real?
The first thing I thought of were all of the footprints you can buy at all the conventions.
Yes, exactly. Because somebody's making them.
Someone's got some feet molds.
I would say like it's just I listen to all these different podcasts, like people call in and tell their stories, and it's like we live in too much of a big world. Like there's still too much undiscovered country, so it's like and they found hair out there. They all. I mean, I'm not saying a good majority of stories are probably just people trying to, make a name for themselves. But you have so many different countries, so many different states, all these people calling it. Not all of in my head, I just can't see all of them being fake. Like, I'm not saying it's exactly Bigfoot, but there's probably been something out there that like we haven't discovered yet. That it's just kind of
the Jersey Devil.
And I was looking at all the I was looking online at all the different names that Bigfoot goes by.
Grassman.
Yeah, the Grassman. You have, of course, we have normal Sasquatch. You have Yeti for the Himalayas. You have Skunk Ape if you're down in Florida. You have the Yowie, which is for Australia. The Almas, which is over in Mongolia. You have the Grassman for Ohio Grassman, stuff like that. You have the Wendigo, which is the lore of the Wendigo is a little bit different than Bigfoot, but they still count that technically. And then you have the Orang Pendek, which is in Sumatra. And then you also have the Map Inguri, which is in South America. And you have the Yeren, which is in China.
Okay. Well, we're going to cover not only like the stories of Bigfoot, but the movies of Bigfoot. And one of the other stories that I had in here is Florida filming a Bigfoot horror movie. And man, they get a lot of tax breaks. That's one thing I got out of this that was weird, was like they get a lot of money for shooting there. But they do refer to Bigfoot as Skunk Ape in this movie. And so this was shot a couple of years ago, released back in September. It's on Amazon, Apple, Google Play. It's called The Wild Man. And throughout it, they just call the Skunk Ape or Florida's Bigfoot. Like they want to keep that, it's Florida. Nobody else has Bigfoot like Florida. And I'm like, you have Florida Man and Bigfoot. I believe it. But yeah, like tax incentives for doing a movie back then. I mean, doing a movie in Florida. I mean, look at that, $15,000 back from Tampa and $6,000 from another city. I don't even know who that is.
Well, I got one better than that. I just looked it up online. Apparently, and this is just in 2 weeks. Apparently, there's the Texas Bigfoot Film Festival happening down in Marshall, Texas.
We have to go
of December.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Where's Marshall, Texas?
It's usually where they hold the Texas Bigfoot Conference every year in October.
Yeah, I've been to Marshall.
I'm just like, really? It's gonna be 2 weeks from now?
I know, so close. Damn it! I mean, I would love to go. I really would love. There are things that Texas celebrates, like this Texas Bigfoot event. I'd love to go to. I know the hometown of oh my God, the guy that wrote Conan, Howard. I hate that. They do a big celebration for the writer of Conan. I can't think of his name right now.
Wait, Conan the Barbarian?
Conan the Barbarian, yeah. Who wrote Conan the Barbarian? Robert E. Howard. They have a big Robert E. Howard Day and celebrate that in Texas. I've always wanted to go to, but Bigfoot Marshall? Maybe next year?
If you just go to BigfootFilmFestival.com. All
right.
The list of films. I've seen this one. Letters from the Big Guy or Big Man. This one's actually like a nice film where it's like this woman and she actually is trying to contact Bigfoot, and she actually rents a cabin and leaves like food up for him. He comes up in like a cat sometimes, like a wild cat, just takes the food away and leaves stuff for her. And it's a nice little, not your typical I'm gonna rip your face off.
So this is only the second annual.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, cool.
Oh, I'm so going. I don't know, not this year, but I'm so going next year. Oh, this is so badass.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to make it out. Like, how much are tickets for this? Let's
buy tickets. Film festival. Okay, how about pricing?
Yeah. I would like to buy tickets. Please provide a link, and they don't.
I'm going to assume it's pretty affordable.
Yeah.
No. Okay, here we go. For the tickets, a message from the Craig Woolheater Festival Director. Unfortunately, at this time, we are having to postpone the 2022 Bigfoot Film Festival till next year. This has been a difficult decision to make. The event will be rescheduled in 2023 to a date around spring-summer.
All right. We're going to pivot, and we're going to go.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I would love to broadcast from there. But, yeah, I was just thumbing through their speakers that they were going to have there. I know Lyle Blackburn. I've seen him at Texas Frightmare Weekend a lot. I know he's a podcaster and cryptozoologist. He's done a lot of Boggy Creek stuff. I think he did a book on Boggy Creek that he always has at cons too. So
well, no, Lyle Blackburn, he's actually done a film. I think he owns a studio. Or no, maybe not him, but there's a guy who owns a production studio in downtown Plano that actually did a Bigfoot horror film here in Texas about 3 or 4 years ago. I remember they did the release of it at the last night of the Asian Film Festival at Dallas.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
All right. Well, let's talk about Assault of the Sasquatch, and I'm gonna pull up the trailer.
Oh my God.
And let everyone kind of get a taste of what we watched, so they can enjoy the fun.
Oh, so much fun! Let me tell you.
The fun that I forgot what it was about in the past 2 weeks, and then had to remember.
Is there any audio or?
Can you not hear it?
No.
Oh no! Shit. Okay, hold on.
I mean, as long as you guys can hear it, but I mean.
No, I didn't turn the system audio back on.
Oh. Again, we're learning.
Collection.
Hold on.
Got one in one of the traps just north of the river. Better break out the sled. This thing is huge.
You know that specimen you've been looking for to round out your collection? Well, I finally got it. Yeah, and it's still alive.
Turn the plane around.
Not even on the force anymore, and you're still bringing them in. Hey, Ryan?
I did close to 8 years behind bars. 8 years!
You know, I was enjoying the peace and quiet of your
Oh, so you're a poacher. You just made me one hell of a mistake.
You want me? Let's see what you got here, boss.
This just isn't some dumb animal.
What an infernal mess you've caused.
Yeah!
Sudden movements. Could see it as a threat and attack your ass.
Dude, I know. I read the pamphlet too.
Arm yourself with
Forgot about this.
Everything's gone.
Not everything.
Where did you find her?
I arrested her 2 years ago.
Just the kick. I swear to God.
Keep running! Keep running! Brian, there's someone in the house.
Get away from there!
Whoa. Those things are huge.
Yeah, they're big. They don't call it Bigfoot for nothing.
Oh my God.
I had completely blocked those guys out of my mind.
You have to, except for the nerd, because I mean, he has the ultimate kill in the movie. Just like, help me! The sign just go.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So, give me your thoughts on the movie.
Okay, so there are a lot of really bad Bigfoot films out there, and we're talking about films from like maybe that were filmed from like 05 to 2010.
Yeah.
When people were just learning what digital video was, so they go to get a consumer camera, they get their friends, don't know how to act, they're shooting in their home and maybe somewhere around the neighborhood, and they're using a gorilla costume as the Bigfoot. This is sort of that, but 3 times up because they actually add special effects to it.
Mm-hmm.
They got a little bit of a budget.
And they ripped off Assault on Precinct 13.
I know.
Storyline. So
yeah, I love that.
Smart.
They take a premise that worked in Assault on Precinct 13, where you've got cops and cons trapped in a place, but instead of a gang coming after him, it's Bigfoot, and he's trapped in a truck outside, and he's going to kill everyone except for that woman who kicks his ass and kicks him in the balls.
Dude, when that oh my God, that one special effect, because I know they use like these like kind of flash frames whenever she hits him, and she does that one jump kick, and he gets kicked back, and you see like this body just goes limp, and he goes, whoa! Just goes backwards, and I'm like,
it's like really? It's like the first version of Mortal Kombat when they're fighting, because it's just so badly animated. Yeah.
Oh my God!
But they have some great characters in there. I mean, some of the cons that they put in there, the guy with the eye patch. But you know, I could name off the director's name is Andrew Gernhard. The writer is John Doolan, and stars Kevin Shea, Greg Nutcher, and Sarah Ahearn. Actors and directors I've never heard of, but it's still a funny, silly movie. Like I loved seeing it. You know, I love seeing what they use to catch Bigfoot, the ideas and theories they come up with.
It's a Bigfoot who's got like these like dreads in his hair, and he's got like a chest plate. And I'm like, he's more of like a Native American caveman than he really is Bigfoot. But yeah, you know, it's like not the worst Bigfoot costume, but he's a real stocky sucker, you know. And it's just like, damn.
Yeah. Shelby, as you started to remember this, because we watched it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then was kind of like, what was that? And what this scene and who was that? And all we could remember was Assault on Precinct 13. Like watching the trailer, I was like, man, this movie looks great because this is not what we watched.
I will say though, the fact that we finished it, I feel like that automatically puts it up to at least 5 stars.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I think that's the way we should grade them. Like, did we finish it? And if we
Bigfoot
finished
movie,
it,
yeah, a Bigfoot movie that you don't bail on in 5 to 10 minutes, it's a decent movie.
Yeah, because in trying to pick out some movies, I've looked through some, and they even say in the review, like, this movie has a bad Bigfoot costume, and they know it.
Oh yeah,
and so they enjoy filming it as bad as it is. So they're going for the Sharknado effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it at the end of it. And apparently, one of the spots they have is like this tunnel. So I don't know what I think they're supposed to be in like LA or something. There's like this tunnel hallway that they keep shooting in. And at the very end, you have the 3 that are still alive. The Bigfoot just comes running by. And he's like, where's he going? Like, is he going back home? No, he is home. And you realize that he's stuck in the city now. He's not going back to the forest. They want to go back to the 2 of the characters are like wilderness marshals. They want to go back to the forest where nothing happens. Let him stay here in the city and kill whoever he wants to.
I would totally watch a Bigfoot in the City show.
Oh,
that sounds great. I just want to see him like going through downtown, just fucking destroying and killing people, and just the worst kinds of people. The way that Sharknado works. That's really what they should do with Bigfoot.
And this actually has sometimes, I had to say, it has better special effects than Sharknado.
But let me read the description, because I'm not sure that the trailer executes the what's happening in the film as much as well. When a merciless bear poacher is caught and arrested deep in the woods of a state park, he and his truck are taken to a neglected precinct in the heart of a dying city. Unbeknownst to the authorities, the impounded truck holds a deadly cargo in the form of the legendary Sasquatch. And so we get to see Sasquatch beat his way out of the truck and attack everyone in the precinct. You know, I love the goofy cop trope, and they have a lot of just bad cops in this that are just really not good at their jobs. But then just watching the poachers deal with the Sasquatch too is just as silly. It's like you have to like dumb down the human element to some degree for some of these people to interact with Bigfoot.
Well, I like the main captain or whatever. He's like saying, "Do you ever clean your gun?" "Oh, but this cop." It's like, still.
This movie is free on Tubi and Pluto, and
as all good movies are.
As all good movies are. And I really recommend both, because like when I have a pay service and I can't find something to watch, I could turn on Pluto and find something, or Tubi. It's always Tubi's actually had a lot of great documentaries lately. I've been watching. But to wrap up, you know, anything else about the movie you guys want to spotlight?
I will say this. One of the best things about Jason X was the fact on the DVD it has what death you can go to. You can choose the death in the chapter list. That's what this needs to have. If there's a DVD release, it needs to have the death chapter, because I mean, you know, he goes in the one girl's bedroom, picks up the Chihuahua, throws it down. You seem to see him step on the dog, and she comes like, "Oh my god!" And then you have the 2 guys, the one fat kid and the nerd, and they're running, and you see that really slow motion where the fat kid just runs into Bigfoot down to the floor. And he goes, "Mr. Bigfoot, I'm so sorry." He just punches him right in the face. Then the nerd starts running, and then Bigfoot just chunks and spears a stop sign right through his chest. And he kind of just goes down, and the sign's sticking up. You know, it's and then at the end when he's fighting the poacher and he drops the huge thing on top of him, you still got his hand there going like this, and Bigfoot just walks over and just rips the middle finger off, so he can't flick him off anymore. So I mean, it's got some memorable shots of him killing people in there.
Yeah, the 2 nerd characters were kind of weird. We looked them up because I think they were YouTube stars or something.
They were supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, or wherever they came from, because they were like supposed to be the comedy relief, but they put the camera on them way too long and spend too much time with them.
Like, especially at the end when they're talking about, hey, we've got footage of Bigfoot, blah, blah, blah. It's like, we don't need to, they're dead. We don't need to hear them, reenact something at the end of the damn film.
We're glad they're dead.
Yes.
Well, what's wild though is
shower for 4 days. It's a musk smell. It's good for the girls. I like it. It's like, oh, please, to take them out now.
This movie was made in 2009, but what's wild is the trailer was only posted like 2 years ago. So it almost sounds like they didn't have distribution until recently.
I remember watching the commercial on Sci-Fi, and when it got aired on that Saturday, I think I watched.
Was it a Sci-Fi? That makes more sense that it was a Sci-Fi that gets distribution later.
Yeah.
So it currently holds a 3.0 through Google. Oddly enough, 74% of Google users like this movie on their About section. IMDb has a 3.5 out of 10 on it.
Have you seen Rotten Tomatoes?
What was Rotten Tomatoes?
It doesn't even have a tomato meter. It has a 13% for audience score.
Yeah.
I never understand the Google however many percent like this movie. I don't know where that number comes from.
I know.
It's never accurate in my opinion.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess if you hit, up, that's you liked it. So a lot of people just hit the up button.
That on Google.
Oh, see, every time I'm looking up a movie, I'll be like, oh, I watched it. Did I like it? Sure. I mean, Attack of the Sasquatch, it's an hour and 25 minutes of fun. It's a great Mystery Science Theater movie to watch with your friends and riff on. If you interrupt the movie, you're not missing anything to make a joke. So I liked it.
If they do any more MSTK 3000 and they say, hey, send us submissions, that we need to submit that to them. It's like, you got to watch this. This is, oh my God.
Yeah, it is pretty great. I do love it. And it's like everything Assault on Precinct isn't. It doesn't have a great music. It doesn't have great characters or story. It's just Bigfoot killing people and people trying to deal with Bigfoot.
Oh, what was it? I was gonna say one of the best deaths is when the dude's daughter, her boyfriend's trying to go find her, and then the Sasquatch just starts throwing stuff at him. Like at first it's like a rock and another rock and a tire and then a mailbox. And he thought like Amy. The only thought I had when I saw that was that scene from RoboCop when the guy gets in the acid and he comes like going.
All right, so that was our movie review for the week. Now Shelby's going to bring her Bigfoot book knowledge since she's a book retailer. She gets to see quite a bit of the weird Bigfoot books that come across her workplace.
I never thought about that.
What book did you read and tell us your review?
Well, this time I went into, is it Scribed or is that how you say it? Scribed,
yeah.
I went into Scribed and I put in Bigfoot. I was like, let's see, hundreds and hundreds of like Bigfoot erotica. I was like, okay. So I picked the first one.
Clay.
There's a market. There's a market for Bigfoot erotica, and that's the best knowledge I've ever had.
We sell so many at work.
No, thanks to Shelby. It was years ago, but I found out there was a market for raptor porn, and I mean velociraptor porn.
There's a mainstream book series right now that is blue alien porn.
Oh dear God!
So there's like 30 books in it or something, like 20 something books. Yeah. So there's a market. I don't know who. I am not the target audience. I read it and I laughed and cringed a lot. But I think I love that they exist and I think that they're hilarious. So the one that I picked was called My Bigfoot Threesome by the author Lily Cox. And I don't even know if I need to tell you the plot because I feel like you guessed the plot. But basically these two girls are going camping and
as you do,
they've never had a normal human conversation in their lives, like ever, because the dialogue is so bad. They talk about
how did they go back and forth?
It's just I should have pulled. I'm sorry, I did not pull quotes. I should have.
That's okay.
I'll do it next time. It's like they talk about grilling steaks like 5 times in a couple of pages. I would love to go grill a steak. Ooh, a steak sounds really magnificent. But just back and forth. let's go grill that steak. I don't know. It's getting kind of dark to grill steaks, like that kind of thing, where you're just like, this person has never talked to anyone else before ever. It's
I like it's two girls and not a husband and wife think they need to figure out some way to spice up their sex life.
No. They're going camping for over the weekend, and their friends are coming up the next day. So they're out there grilling the steaks finally, and they see Bigfoot. He comes out of the woods, and then they realize that what Bigfoot wants, they think he's going to kill them. He just wants sex. So I won't go into those details, but
I'm going to say Bigfoot searching for sex is a myth. It is only found in literature.
I think he's only out there for food or friends, maybe, you know. But yeah, it's a little far fetched. But I don't know. Who would you recommend this to?
Oh God.
I can't recommend this book. The dialogue, it's just, like I said, they've never talked to a normal human ever.
I guess seriously, if you're going to write porn, at least, you know, if you're going to try writing, make it legible, make it readable, make it coherent.
Yeah, make it natural.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like a book where they have to use 50 different ways to describe sex. It's just also, I just focus on that. I'm like, that's not anything anyone ever says, you know? So can't recommend this one.
No.
Just too cringy. Unless you want, and they also smoke weed, but the way they talk about it is like an undercover cop. And like, you know,
so
have any doobies? I would love a joint.
So is this actually a published book, or is this just stuff that you can find online to read?
Yeah, no, most of these books are self-published.
Okay.
Which I love that exists. I love that it's so easy to self-publish a book. There's some amazing self-published books but then there are just some really hilariously bad.
My Bigfoot Threesome.
But then there's series like this, so there'll be like Bigfoot Threesome 17. Like it just keeps going.
Porn does love to do the sequels.
Yeah.
It does. Yes.
Well, let me read the blurb on describing the book to see how much it gives and how much you actually got out of it. Ashley and Rachel go camping in the Cascade Mountains near Seattle, Washington. While out for a quick skinny dip, they get cornered by the mysterious beast that no one believed to be real. They tried to maneuver their way back to the cabin only to be caught by Bigfoot just inches away from safety. They didn't know what to expect next. What they couldn't have imagined was how much pleasure one beast could give them both.
I was going to ask, was he gentle with them?
Well, you know,
I don't feel Bigfoot's a sensitive lover.
It would have been a great twist if he had like murdered them or something. I don't know. But they did plan to go back next year, and they're not going to tell anyone. They're going to keep it a secret between themselves.
Whoa. Look out for that sequel.
They don't want anyone else in on their secret.
I wanted to finish the show with Bigfoot facts.
Okay, go for it.
And because one of the facts that I did see in the movie that I want to say works is pizza is the perfect bait for Bigfoot. A meat lovers, not a veggie, a good meat lovers pizza from everywhere except Papa John's. Bigfoot hates Papa John's and will shit on your box. This is what I've researched, and this is what I'm bringing to the show. Fact. Did you guys get any other facts out of the movie?
Yeah, I mean, unless you're attacking him, apparently Bigfoot won't hurt the girls. No. You're a guy, you're screwed. But like I said, he did take out what's her name, the chick with the knife. But other than that, like he was, he didn't harm the daughter. He didn't harm the girl that was in taking a shower, other than stepping on her dog. He's very docile with female, but if you're male, you're in his territory. Go bye-bye.
He's always looking for a lady.
Yeah.
And he's just looking. Like he likes the shower scene. He likes to just watch.
Yeah.
One thing I did realize, I think, was something that, apparently, when he kidnaps a daughter, like he starts sniffing them, like he starts smelling a lot, and that's what they do tend to say. Like sometimes Bigfoot's supposed to have very good sense of like. Are definitely also supposed to be very nocturnal, very strong sense of smell. So they kept a little bit of what would be some legit facts to the actual character. But other than that, like, you know, again, when the damn creature himself is wearing like certain attire, almost like at a caveman or Native American kind of stuff. Like, you know, he's got his own like little, like, you know, dreads hanging out from his hair, and it's like, okay.
You don't want like a stylized Yeti from every regions, just so you know. Oh, well, that's Seattle. That's why he's got the dreads, you know. Okay, so what rating would you give this movie? Because I say, you know, we finished it, and I'm going to give it an 8 feet rating, 8 out of 10 feet.
I have to go 7. I'll go 7.5 just because I'll give it props for especially what they were trying to do. Some of the acting just, oh dear God.
Yeah, but that's why. If it's good, bad, I'll give it higher ratings because it makes a good mystery science theater film.
Well, no, that's why I'm giving it a 7.5. I've seen some movies that are bad, but at least, you know, the acting is still, you know, at least people are trying. There were some people in this film that was like, there were some that were trying, and some just like, I'm just gonna talk, and that's it. So it's like that's why I give it a 7.5. If I saw them really all trying, I might give it the 8, but the 7.5 is just that they need, for a few of the characters, they need to try a little bit harder, you know, to at least be a good bad film.
All right, Shelby.
My instinct is a 7. I still think it automatically gets a 5 if you finish it.
Yeah, I'll grant you that one.
I gave it a 7 because, like I said, I couldn't remember anything about the movie 2 weeks later. Anything.
It's like you get an automatic 200 points on your SATs as long as you put your name. So you go to the film, you get an automatic 5.
Exactly.
All right. You talked me into giving it a 7 and drop it down because you're right. I forget a lot of it. Yeah, because I was like going, I have forgotten a lot. The trailer reminded me of the 2 nerd dudes who stood out a lot. And I was like going, and they were like worst part of it.
This is what I'm going to give. I'm going to stay with a 7.5 is because like I have a background in video production, so I saw what they were trying to do. So at least where the acting was not that great, at least some of the special, they tried to add some stuff to it. So there was an attempt. Not a great attempt, but there was an attempt.
Well, it was also 2009, you said? Like, that was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like they made it this year. Whereas
I know. I've seen some that have been made this year, and it's like, oh, dear God. Come on, guys.
Yeah, but I always love to, like, watch movies that are made around, like, milestone movies. Like, late 90s movies, their special effects are real crap. But then you get to The Matrix at 99, and you go, why couldn't those movies have done that? You know? They were so close. But these guys figured it out. So,
but then everybody starts doing the Matrix copy, and it's like, dear God, get over this.
Yeah. So that's going to wrap it up for our first episode. We haven't picked out a film for the second episode, but this is going to be a monthly show, and so subscribe, like, all that stuff.
You're gonna have to change the intro.
Oh yeah,
you said weekly.
Shit. I was gonna have to change it anyway because I didn't like it right away, and after I played it, I was like, I need to switch it up some more. So I'll switch it up some more and make it to a monthly one.
I say keep it in there, and then that way, when somebody listens or watches this, they'll understand. Oh, it's a monthly thing. Okay.
You guys have any recommendations for a movie for next month? If
there's a couple, I've got one. Like, there's a couple ones that I think, like, actually, I got one. I hope to find the title, but it's a Bigfoot film. I want to go. Where was it? It's got Martin Kove, who played it's Sensei Kreese.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, it was. I see it at Sci-Fi. Saw it on Sci-Fi. But this Bigfoot is one that actually climbs trees and jumps from tree to tree when he kills people.
Savage?
Might be Savage. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it was in 2011, directed by Jordan Blum.
What?
There you go.
Well, there's our next movie.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Okay. It kind of does the horror side almost right.
Yeah. Okay. So Savage, and it looks like it's from 2011, starring Martin Kove from Cobra Kai.
Kid. Yeah.
Karate Kid. It has a 4.2 on IMDb. It's from 2009. Jordan Blum directed it, so I'm very interested in that.
4.2 is only like slightly higher than this one. It's like a 3 point something.
I'll guarantee this much: production value is definitely 5 times up from what we saw in Assault of the Sasquatch.
All right,
it may not be a great film, but the production value is definitely, at least they're trying and they actually get named actors. So maybe B named actors, but they're still named actors in this one.
That's why I'm surprised that this one was a sci-fi movie, because there was not a single like even cameo.
I know.
Maybe they just like bought it from them or something.
All right. Well, I'm going to play this as our outro for our second episode, Savage, starring Martin Cove.
A legend 100 years old. Over 2,000 sightings.
In the 70s, the sightings increased. Almost all of them were enforced. It just weathered fires.
Or I'll tell you, these fires, they rile up the wildlife. Things like that happen. It tends to bring out some mighty unpleasant predators.
What the hell is that?
Daytime
Millions searching for evidence.
Footprints.
I need to see him alive. Turn around.
And one truth. Some things are better left undiscovered.
Must be the same crew that we lost contact with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. Something goes wrong in Bear Valley, blame Bigfoot.
Told you. I got my Bigfoot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I am excited for that. All right. You guys have a sign off or anything? This is our pilot episode, so we're still working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, I don't be true to the big guy.
All right. Thanks,
Try and
everyone.
stab him. Try and be his friend.